Hey everybody, this is Jesse with Roughrider RVs. I'm going to be doing a walkthrough on the Cedar Creek Champagne 38 ERD model today. I apologize if there's some wind in the video. I'm alone in recording this today because we actually have some customers despite the current events. It's April 17th, 2020, so you might know what's going on at this point. But I'm going to walk through this 38 ERD Cedar Creek Champagne and go through the outside right now. So I'll show you what's going on. First thing we have here is we have a little leash latch for your pets that you want to bring along to the campground with you so you can have them outside under the nice big awning we have here. Electric awning with LED lighting in it. So if the pets want to hang out there, you can latch them right there. In this compartment, we have your propane bottles with an automatic changeover regulator. You can see there that they are open right now because the regulator indicates green, which means you still have propane in your tanks. Underneath the two propane tanks, you will have a tie to tie into an outside grill underneath the unit right there. That's just a plug and play propane tie. So next here you have your pass-through storage. You have two magnets on the outside of this door, so you can just lift the door right up and it'll latch itself onto the sidewall without having to hold it up or use a thumb lock, which is very nice. In here we have access to your vacuum for the inside. You can plug in a hose right here, which is right over there actually, to vacuum out your pass-through storage. On-off switch right here. A couple outlets, a light, and then connection to an outside TV there. Behind here you have some access to some of your plumbing and water lines, other things like that. That's really all that is on this side of the pass-through storage, so I'm going to close that up and we'll get to the other side as we go around the unit. Slam latch doors, so you can close the doors and they'll latch themselves. A couple outlets with a spray port here on the outside of the unit, so you can plug in a quick connect hose and just use some water. Here you have the entry steps to the Cedar Creek. I'll show you how these work since I'm here. I'll have to open up the doors because I don't want to hit the door. But the nice thing about Cedar Creek steps is they are spring-loaded. You can see here that there's an extra little assist on your stairs, so I can pick this up with one hand while I'm recording, and they'll actually float too if you leave them. Much nicer, in my opinion, than the heavier steps that are an option, although those are very nice because then they're also stable. These ones are just a little bit upgraded in that they are really easy to put up and down. See, the Cedar Creek has an aluminum structure. On the inside of the Cedar Creek sidewalls, you have residential insulation as opposed to foam block like many other camper models. Couple things about warranty here. You have Lion's Head axle warranty, or running gear warranty, excuse me, and then a couple other things about Cedar Creek's construction. Right here in this pass-through compartment, I'll get close here for you, one second. You just have an outside TV. So access to entertainment, again, underneath your awning, because that goes all the way over this slide, as you can see there. Close that one up. Again, you have a slam latch, so you can just close that. On this side, you can see one of your 6-point hydraulic landing gear legs, which you have two in front of the axles, one there, two behind the axles, one there. And you have a nice big pass-through storage on the back of this Cedar Creek, being that it is a rear den model. So you can open up this nice big door, and you see you have all this space to store in the back of this unit. Very nice. It has another door on the other side as well. So it's got a raised den in the back. So you'll see that as we go inside. You have a nice rear cap on this unit. Give it that really nice lighting on the back, automotive lighting with a ladder attached so you can get up to the roof and access the roof if you ever need to. You also have a rear camera. Sorry about that on this unit. You might be able to see that there. It is on, and it has an antenna so you can have access to a camera in your cab while you drive. Here is your other side of your pass-through storage. Again, I apologize for the wind if it's getting a little loud. Plug-in cord here, 50 amp, twist lock cord. So it is plugged in right now. As you can see, it has a ring to keep a little more of the water out. You can lock it there, close that up, and then we have it just attached here to our electrical. Here's your other hydraulic jack in front of your axles, as well as your sewer outlet, which has a cap on it. You can see a couple low point drains here. There's one of your cold water drains. There's also another one right behind the axle here. It's a freshwater drain. Variety of drains underneath the unit, so you can drain out all of your water when you're winterizing or when you want to drain your tanks. Your water heater access door is right here. And this one does have an anode rod, so it is a steel tank, and you'll need this rod to prevent corrosion. Otherwise, it's all controlled from the inside of the unit. You have your pressure relief valve, you have your valve resets right there as well if you ever need to use those. You can always call us if you have any problems with your water heaters. We can help you through any problems that you might come across. Here is Cedar Creek's water station and a variety of other components. I really like how Cedar Creek has these arranged. Their water lines are all right here, and they're red and white for hot and cold, so you can shut your hot water off right here. And they also have a cool diagram in all of their units that lets you know what all of these valves do. So you have your hot water shutoff valve on top there that I just showed you. You have your water heater bypass valve, your cold water shutoff valve, fresh tank shutoff valve, etc., and an antifreeze line, and how it tells you how to winterize, helps you through it there. Again, you can always call us if you have any questions about winterizing. You don't have to do that alone if you don't want to. You have a switch here for your front cap lights. I have that on, so I'm going to switch it off right now. Battery disconnect is just a little pin you're going to stick into this hole, and if you wanted to disconnect the battery, which I won't do right now because I have components on the inside, you just turn that and it will lock itself in, so you can't take it out. You can only take it out when the battery disconnect is off. So you have a couple access points to bedroom satellite, living room satellite, and cable connections. That's your campground. All of your tank pulls are right here, your black tank, your bath, and your galley. And then you also have in a Cedar Creek, which is a pretty nice feature, you have a hydraulic room selector control. So if you wanted to shut off the bedroom slide, say if you wanted to leave it open and you wanted to close the other two slides, you could do that. Or if you wanted to leave the bedroom slide closed and just open the other two, you can turn them on and off at your leisure, just to decide which slides you want to go in or out. Say if you're parked right next to your house and you don't want whichever slide is facing your home to go out, you can do that. Very nice feature. You got your black tank flush, which is pretty common on most campers nowadays. Same as all. You just can connect a hose to that. It's threaded on with a little screen there. And you always want to make sure your black tank is open when you use the black tank flush, just in case you were to pressurize the tank and crack it or possibly blow it open. You don't want that to happen. Hot and cold water access outside right here. This is that quick connect hose that I showed you on near the door, which is that spray port. You can use this as well for using that spray port. Otherwise, it just has a little handle valve, and you can utilize your water on the outside. Connecting to city water and RV water is right here. You can just connect a hose right there. Right now we're on city water. We don't have any water in the camper right now since it's going to be picked up today. And then you can just switch the valve down to RV if you just want to use your tanks. Here you have just access to thread hoses through the bottom of the unit if you wanted to close your door, so you don't have to have this whole pass-through door open if you want to still have hoses connected, which is very nice. You can see that Cedar Creek has a wraparound skirt all the way to the frame. I can actually stick my foot right there. You can see that, and this wraps all the way to the frame, so you have a little bit more insulation, so wind is not going to get underneath your camper. Hopefully that prevents some of that heat from draining, or the cold from getting into your camper. You could see that when I had that open, it had a little insulation foil in that panel as well, which is very nice. Here again is that hose for your vacuum system. You can use this on the outside over there like I was mentioning, or you can actually use this inside, which you'll see in a little bit in the next video. One thing I didn't mention here is you do have a light access for if you need some light to do your water station. This camper also comes with a easy cord reel. This is just a push button to roll up your cord. You stick one of your ends in there and it'll catch the cord and roll it up, so it's pretty easy. Those 50 amp cords get pretty heavy, so it's nice to have that easy reel inside the pass-through storage. I'm going to close this door up so we can access the battery compartment. Again, it's a slam latch, so you can just close it harder than I just did and it'll close. Your battery compartment's here. This camper can have 2 batteries, and one thing that Cedar Creek did that's very nice is you can pull these out. I don't know if I can do it with one hand. Let me try. You can push these yellow levers down. I might be getting a weird video here. There you go. And you can pull these out a little bit so you can pull your batteries out of the compartment a little easier, which is nice. And then when you push them back in, you just latch them and it'll stay. It won't move. You have a little information panel here about your auto level access, which is actually right behind this door. You also have some information about how to connect 2 batteries if you wanted to connect them in parallel or in sequence there as well. Right here, like I was mentioning, is your auto level access. You can also use this inside the camper too. There's access to using some hitching options. But to use this panel, all you have to do is hold down these up and down buttons for a couple seconds and it'll turn that green light on you see there. And then you can raise the camper, as you can maybe hear that operating, and you can also lower it. You can also push the auto level button, which I won't do at this point because it is quite a process, and if you ever have any questions, just call us. Again, we can answer any questions you have about that. You can also retract all of your jacks here, which will retract every rear jack, the four points that are in front of and behind the axles. I'm going to close this up here and show you the front compartment of the camper. I don't know if I have this unlocked, so bear with me while I try to open it up. I do. That's very nice. So in here, if you can see it, hopefully the light adjusts a little bit. You have access to a little panel behind here, which is your inverter, which is for the solar panel that's actually on this unit. It's about a 5-foot by 2.5-foot solar panel. So that is what helps control the electricity you get from that solar panel. You also have quite a few wiring components here, but your main thing that I want to show you here is this little button will also control your hydraulic slide rooms. So the bedroom slide and the 2 kitchen slides can be put in and out right here if you don't have access to the electronic panel on the inside, which you'll see in the next video. Any questions about any of this, just call us. We can help you out through it. This is your hydraulic fluid and all of your connections here. So again, it's a lot to think about. If you're not an electrician, that's fine. We can definitely help you with that. You also have a light here to access any of your goods that are in your front pass-through at night at the campground. Close this up for you. I'll show you a couple more things outside. Right here, you can see that this camper is equipped with an air ride trail air hitch, which means you have a nice airbag on the front of this camper, which will help with that rocking when you're going down the road. This will cushion that blow. It's a very nice system. It does not come on every camper we have here, but this customer, and the Champagne comes with its standard, but this customer wanted that too. So if you ever want to have us quote you one of those, it's a very nice system. It takes the bumpiness out of your ride and really smooths out your towing. So I think that's all of the components we have on the outside. Again, I apologize for the wind if you could hear that in the video, which you probably can, but we're gonna go inside, so I'm gonna stop this video and we'll see you inside.